If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Mr. King, you have opened your case today because you are 100% certain that you fathered Ms. Holmes' 10-month-old son, Kevon. You state she told you that you are the father, but now says you are not his daddy. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Holmes, you admit you led Mr. King to believing he was your son's father, but you are here to prove you made a mistake.
Yes, Your Honor.
You know who Kevon's dad is, and it isn't Mr. King. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. King, you stated that you're tired of being played.
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain to the court, please.
It's like, Your Honor, when she wants something, she calls me, needs me. But now when we are having a complication, she's so quick to say, oh, you're not the father. Why are you here? What are you doing? Why you keep sending me stuff? Why can't you just get ghosted? And why can't you just leave us alone?
So she's sending mixed messages.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's telling you at some point you are the father, some point you aren't.
Yes, Your Honor.
Give me an example.
When he needs clothes, hey, can you send your son some clothes? I'm okay with that. Clothes, money, diapers, whatever she needed.
And you accepted everything he had to offer.
Yes.
Knowing that he may or may not be the father, but that you truly believed he was not the father.
Yes.
Are you playing both sides of the fence, Ms. Holmes?
Yes. That was.
Well, let's go ahead and be honest then.
I just want Kevon to have what he needs. And when I'm having a hard time and I need something, I know King's gonna give it to me. And it's like, when we arguing, I feel some type of way because it's like he throws things in my face like, oh, you know you were sleeping with me and him at the same time and you know you don't even know if this is my son. So yeah, I text him when I need something because why would I try to build a relationship if you're gonna keep throwing it in my face?
So you're the mother?
Yes.
And the master manipulator, right?
Yes. I was stuck in between them two. Like once upon a time, me and King, we was high school sweethearts. You know, we started sneaking around on the low. Like we would skip school, we'll text each other during class and be like, that's me at the staircase, you know.
Sexual things at the staircase in high school?
Yes.
No, Your Honor, that's not true. See, can I tell you what happened?
Please do.
All right, so like she said before, yes, we were texting and me at the staircase, but it was nothing, probably just like a little dance. Or just a kiss.
A dance.
A dance.
Yes,
A dance.
Yes, Your Honor. Like,
okay.
Like maybe just a twerk.
Okay,
So
a
you
twerk
don't
at the
say it
staircase.
here. Okay.
I've never heard of this, Jerome. We twerking at the staircase.
We did more than twerk at the staircase, okay? Like,
Wait a minute. What kind of biology class is this? This is a whole new kind of biology class. Basically, it's not in class where you're supposed to be.
nope, I was never in class.
And you see how that landed you straight here, right?
Yeah, I see that.
Were you boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so that was in high school?
Yes.
Then at some point you said you reconnected?
Because I left. Like, I left Texas. Because at the time, I was with the other guy. And me and him broke up. So I hit King up. I'm like, it's been a minute since I seen you. Let me come to Texas and, you know, let's meet up. He was like, sure. So, you know, I go to Texas. We get in a hotel. You know, we having sex like 4 or 5 times a day. And...
Wait a minute. What happened to let's just meet and go to lunch or go to the movies? I mean, you say you're going to go to Texas and you just immediately get a hotel room and start having sex?
It's because when we was in high school, we couldn't do what we wanted. Like, we wanted to go that far, but we never got to it. And it's like when I saw him, it was like old feelings, you know, arrived. So I was like, okay, let's just get this done.
The old feelings arrived. So you didn't even say we're gonna go on a date, nothing. Y'all just go to a hotel and start having sex 4 and 5 times a day?
No, we went to dinner. I mean, I'm not that cheap.
Your Honor, that is not true. We did not once go out. Like she said, like you said, we went straight to the hotel room and she wanted to get it on. I was like, okay, I was in the mood for it anyway. You know, hormones are raising.
The hormones were what?
Raising.
They were raising.
Yes.
Not raging. Raising. Now, what y'all about to be doing is raising some kids if y'all don't learn how to start what? And then what happened?
And we got it on, Your Honor.
So for 3 days straight?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so how did you find out, Mr. King, that she was pregnant?
She called me out of the blue. She actually went back to her boyfriend. She completely quit talking to me. I was like, oh, why? And I kept texting her, like, why are you not talking to me? You just had sex with me. It's like you just using me for a play toy.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm back with my boyfriend. I can't talk to you no more.
So, Ms. Holmes, you went back home and got back with your boyfriend immediately.
It wasn't immediately, but it's like when I touched down, he hit me up. He was like, hey, we need to talk. So, you know, I meet up with him. We meet at our favorite restaurant and we talk it out. And he's like, I miss you. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why we took a break. So I fell for it.
What I want to know for the purposes of this hearing is how long after you and your boyfriend met up did you start having sex with him after you had just had plenty of sex with Mr. King?
It was like immediately, like the next day.
You did, Ms. Holmes?
Yeah, I did that.
So you had 3 days worth of sex with Mr. King. Was that protected or unprotected?
That was definitely unprotected.
Then get back with your boyfriend. You also had unprotected sex with the boyfriend.
Yes.
1 day later.
Yes.
And how soon after that did you find out you were pregnant?
I found out in the end of November. So at that time, I was with the other guy. So we went to go get a pregnancy test, and it was positive.
So, Mr. King, while this is happening, you have no idea.
No, Your Honor.
Because she's cut you off.
Completely. No explanation, no nothing.
So take me to the day that you find out that she actually is pregnant.
She actually called me out of nowhere, out of the blue. And she called me, hey, you got a baby on the way. I'm like, what do you mean? We haven't talked, and clearly you got to be back with your boyfriend. So how am I the father? Quit lying.
You thought she was lying.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is interesting. So when you initially call him, Miss Holmes, what do you say?
I said, there's no way I'm lying because my conception date is the 28th. And that's exactly when me and you was mostly intimate.
Okay, hold on. I want to understand this. You submitted a calendar to the court which outlines the window of conception you were given by your doctor. Am I correct?
Yes. She told me my conception date was the 6th of November. So at that time, I was with the other guy.
The first conception date you were given was the 6th of November. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that was for the other guy.
Yes, sir.
So we'll call other guy OG.
OG.
Then you got a conception date of October 28th, right?
Yes.
That pointed to whom?
King.
Mr. King. Then you got a third conception date of October 30th.
Yes.
And then who'd you think it was the father?
The other guy.
Now, at any point in time, did you say to yourself, this is a really close window, and I actually don't know who in the world is my child's father?
Yeah, I had a lot of moments where at the time I was being stupid. I was just messing around with two guys at the same time, not using protection, and I don't know who's the father.
Why are you so convinced that the other guy is the biological father when you admit that you had sex with both men unprotected 2 days apart?
So when we was having sex, me and Mr. King, I would never let him. I was a track star.
What does that mean?
She kept running nonstop.
Like run around the room, track star.
What? Why you running around the room?
Because I wasn't expecting that to be the size, okay? When we was talking.
Lord. At some point, though, you did complete the act, Mr. King?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Holmes, at this point, even though you did finish the act with Mr. King, you're convinced Kevon is really your other boyfriend's.
Yes.
Take me to the day you actually give birth. Who was there?
No one.
Neither guy.
No.
And that was purposeful, or?
Well, King wasn't there on purpose, because I felt so bad because of the
Your
things I
Honor,
was...
she actually didn't tell me. She didn't text me or call me or nothing. I kept asking her, hey, when you going to labor? Or texting. No response, nonstop.
You delivered the baby, Ms. Holmes, by yourself?
Yes. Like the other guy, he had me thinking that we would be a family. And
Oh, the other guy did?
Yeah.
So was the other guy believing that he was the father at the time you gave birth?
No, actually, he got him a new girlfriend. So I tried to stay in contact because, like I said, I thought he was the father. And when Kevon was born, I didn't tell King because, I mean, I already had bounced back between two guys. And, like, at the time, I didn't want to talk to King because every time I talked to him, I only used him.
The court actually was able to obtain a copy of Kevon's birth certificate.
Yes.
And what I found interesting is that under father's name, no name was listed. So if you were so certain that the other guy was Kevon's biological father, why wouldn't you list his name?
I mean, Your Honor, at the end of the day, I was intimate with two guys. So I knew that it's a possibility he could have been for King.
Okay, so the real truth is you don't know.
No,
Okay,
I don't know.
So because we're only here for the real truth.
Yeah.
The real truth is you have no idea.
No, I have no
And
idea.
I'm glad you're honest about that because there's no way you can have any idea. Not having sex with Mr. King on the 28th and having sex with the other guy on the 30th. And you understand that as well, Mr. King.
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, you may hope and wish and bet your bottom dollar that this child is your biological child, but there is no way to know given the testimony we heard today.
Yes, Your Honor.
When you look at Kevon, do you see yourself? Do you feel like he looks like you?
I actually see the smile part.
You do? You think
Yes,
you have
Your
the same smile?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so why do you have that look on your face, Ms. Holmes?
Because Kevon that's my baby. And when Kevon was born, it's like my whole world changed around. Like I love him so much.
I know.
He changed my life. I went from clubbing to partying to being an old mom, always making sure he has. Put his needs before mine. And I was so selfish when I was having multiple sex with two different guys.
Because you didn't know at that time as a young girl how that would affect him.
Yeah. It kills me knowing that my son is 10 months and I don't know who his dad is.
And that's one thing I feel like in this courtroom, we don't really talk about enough. We don't often think about the load that a mother carries in terms of the guilt. And I see that in your eyes. You say you feel very badly that for 10 months, your son doesn't know who his father is and you don't know.
No.
So what are your hopes? What are you truly hoping for today as we stand here?
I do hope that he is for Anthony because when he met him for the first time, it was like love at first sight. Like, he looked at him, kissed him, he hugged him, and I never seen my son smile so much. Like, it brought a smile to my face because he's not around no males. It's just me.
So the other guy hasn't had any part to play in his life?
No.
Hasn't supported the child in any way?
No.
Hasn't come to visit Kevon at all?
No.
Has never laid eyes on him?
Wow.
Jerome, I'm ready for the results.
Here we go.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. It has been determined by this court, Mr. King, you are not the father. I know that wasn't the answer you wanted, Mr. King. I'm sorry. And Ms. Holmes, I know that was hard for you to hear. I can see the tears in your eyes, Mr. King. You really wanted it to be a different result.
Yes, Your Honor.
What are you feeling in this moment, Ms. Holmes?
A lot of regret. Because this man he hasn't even tried to get in contact with me for Kevon. And Anthony always check in, make sure he's okay, ask how he's doing, what's his growth, if he needs anything. And it hurts that that King's not the father.
You actually don't have to make the child to be the child's father.
That's very mature of you. Are you saying that you're going to step up regardless as to whether or not you and Ms. Holmes are in a relationship?
Yes, Your Honor.
It is admirable. If you want to be in Kevon's life, I think that's a beautiful thing. But I do want you to truly think about it, because it does Kevon no good for you to stay in his life for 4 years. You and Ms. Holmes try to work it out, but then it doesn't work out. And the next thing you know, you got another girlfriend. But for 4 years, he's believed you to be his father figure. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.